I like my government how I like my coffee, not in my vagina.
Welcome to GayTalk 2.0, the ultimate podcast for your dose of dish.
Okay, I've heard of coffee enemas, but I've never heard of a vagina enema before. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Ladies and gents, welcome back to another episode of GayTalk 2.0, an LGBT podcast. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel for all of our Patreon supporters. Everyone else gets the show, the video version of the show, the week after. I want to thank you for joining us today. We have a full house. It's like a bottle of shampoo, rinse and repeat. Here we go. My name is Tom. I'm your host, and as always, I'm in the studio with my amazing co-host, starting with the first one.
Hey, y'all, Nick or Trish.
And
J-Bear, a.k.a. your boyfriend's boyfriend.
And of course, the reason why I say we're like a shampoo bottle because we're rinsing and repeating. Our guest host, Hope, is in the house.
Hi, y'all.
She's back.
That
And
voice, I
that
can't
voice.
get over it.
Yeah.
Listen, my dad was in radio, so I would not do him proud if I had a shitty radio voice.
But like legit, it's like I'm gay, and I'm like, that's so sexy.
Yeah.
it really is. That's a phone
Oh,
sex
you're a
like
little
voice.
wet. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm a little. I'm a
Oh
little
my
moist.
god.
So of course, we are back, coming off the heels of what I believe was an amazing episode last week. We talked about a lot of important things. Obviously, Hope, you were here with us last week. And you brought a lot of really important information regarding, the current immigration situation in this country, and specifically in New Haven County. And we are super grateful
My pleasure.
and appreciative of the work that you do day in and day out. So
Oh, I'm here.
welcome back
Thank
to the shit
you.
show. I literally have it's a runner in front of the new doors that I put outside in the patio that says "Welcome to the shit show." Mm-hmm. It's there. But we're back. So as always, we always do a quick roundtable. So I'm going to, of course, just toss it over to the group here sitting around the table. But because we do have a fabulous, darling lady in the house, ladies first. Darling, how are you? How has your week been?
Fantastic. I just need the world to know about the weekend that we had. And I think it might be the reason I'm here, actually, which has to do with me kicking Trish's ass when it comes to the best pasta sauce, red sauce specifically. I won't tell you the trash talk he tried to say to me in the kitchen, tried to throw me off my game.
I have evidence.
When he, let's just say, tried to back out before he even began. I think I'm allowed to say, what a pussy.
That's true. There's truth to that.
Wow.
Because
But he had the better meatball, guys. He had the better balls. So
well, he's a guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I would expect that he would.
All right, we need to pause for a moment because
But it's her turn first. Let
yeah,
her tell her
no.
story.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Leo season. It's almost his birthday.
Yeah. And she's trash talking me right now.
Is this going to become like a yearly...
She straight up had the better sauce.
Absolutely.
It was so good.
I just
so
said
good.
I ate the house down with my sauce, so
No.
get over it.
Yeah,
And then I
no.
said you had the better balls, so get over it.
Yeah,
So-
but my meatballs, which the competition was about the meatball.
Well, the jury
won.
couldn't
My
give a
meatball
singular
won.
winner.
So can we give our listeners a little bit of background of what we're talking about?
Please tell.
Okay.
Meatballs.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
talking about meatballs.
So Hope took advantage of a moment
Uh-huh.
when Nick was a little intoxicated and said something about what great meatballs he made.
Which is like often, by the way.
Absolutely. And I obviously am not, or maybe it's not obvious, but I'm not Italian by birth. However, my best friend and her mother, who I attribute to be the woman who really taught me how to cook, is Sicilian herself and taught me a lot about specifically meatballs and sauce and pasta. And so I was like, all right, let's have a cook-off. Everyone pull out your calendars 1 month from today. So we made a date. And this bitch tried to back out so many times.
She sure did.
Yeah.
She was like, so she
Well,
sent-
here's the thing. I'm not really a competitive spirit. I'm really not. Like, I am in ways, but
Girl, you played football. Competitive
no. You
spirit
want an
is in
easy
you.
win.
and she sent the pictures to prove it.
Yeah, she did. She was like, "Look, I used to play football. Here's proof."
And
I look so butch, and he was like, No.
And then she had the audacity to send.
So everybody's
to
just
send
gonna
it-
come for me today. Okay.
Just a little
I
bit.
got it. I got it.
And then she had
Then
the
come
audacity.
for me better, bitch.
I won.
I won.
You did not actually. No one named a singular winner. Did they, Tom? I think,
Dude,
Tom, you were
did
a
you
judge.
see the video of your
Judge.
partner eating my meatball? Her face when she bit into my meatball.
That was questionable.
Was like,
Oh,
that's
are
a
we
good
doing
meatball.
scorched
I
earth
missed it.
now,
I can't
Nicholas?
really, yeah. I missed it, unfortunately.
Trisha Queen. Is that what we're doing?
So she goes. So Trish goes. It's 2:00. Who the hell schedules an event for 2:30? It's like, what's wrong with you? It's like, can't we just eat her meatballs and just call it a day? I was like, no. You agreed to this. We're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And
I did it. I came through.
He did come through.
Absolutely.
So of course, you know, our dear Hope arrived first, so she had first dibs in the kitchen. I make sure that I literally scrubbed everything, bleached everything. I gave
It was
them a
immaculate.
clean slate of a kitchen for them to work
Stunning.
in. And she walks in and she brings her apron. There was an
My
So
apron.
adorable, by
grandmother's.
the way.
Thank you.
I loved it.
I brought my Mima's apron.
I loved it. And so she starts doing her thing, and here comes Nick.
Like an hour later.
Yeah, she was super late. But she came in and did her thing.
Absolutely.
And so there were two judges. So there were two judges, people that had nothing to do personally with any of these two entities on either side of me. So obviously she was here with her partner, and Nick was here, and you know, Nick and I are very close friends. You're one of my closest friends. You always have been, and you know that. And
That's why
so
you tear a bitch down.
all the time, because you know what, I want nothing but, you know, genuine interaction between you and I always. And so I had to sit there and be very impartial, which is very hard for me to do because she's my bitch. I only met Hope yesterday.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, in
No,
the context of
frankly,
things,
yes.
right? I only met you yesterday,
Yeah, you
so
got
it's
like a
like,
decade with him.
Yes.
And more.
and so I was like, okay, I need to be very objective. I need to be very, you know, very professional, and I'm really going to like let my taste buds do the talking for me. And we had
Good-
someone
good call.
else from the outside come in, my friend Edwin, who you know,
nice.
he came. He's in the studio sometimes with us. He sits on the sofa. He doesn't want.
Sits on the casting couch.
Exactly. And so, you know, the balls were done and the sauces were made. And when, you know, truth came to be, you had the best sauce and your meat was just absolutely delicious. But
her meatballs were great too. Don't
they
get me
were.
wrong.
No, they were. They were.
No, but his were definitively better. And I just don't understand, Nick, why you're so threatened by the idea that there was no singular winner. And in fact, there was a collaborative
I'm not threatened by anything.
group. Well, shit, tell that to your tone of voice, huh?
I'm just saying,
Tell that to the shrill.
girl. I'm just saying, you're coming for me.
No, come
And
for me.
at the
Come
end of the
for
day,
me.
At the end of the day, Rosie's meatballs won.
Absolutely. And I will be a better meatball maker as a result of it. I hope you'll be a better sauce maker. But
You know, honestly, I want to actually. We talked about this. I want to actually be with you when you're making your sauce because there is this like something special you put into it. That
It was life.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Love.
It was life.
It's called love.
It really was.
Oh no,
and time plus time.
love, and some other stuff. But yeah, no,
Some
No.
other stuff.
But at the end of the day, I think it was really fun. It got far more legit than I thought it was gonna
It
get.
was so good. It was so good.
I have to tell you that I as an outsider in all of this, because they were both in my kitchen. At some point, Nick arrived and they were like dividing the kitchen. Both were trying to use the stove at the same time. They each brought their own pot, which is kind of weird because I have pots and pans here. But they were like,
but-
you know, it's a thing. You
Yeah.
bring your own pot, and I get it. And I literally had the absolute honor of being able to sort of kind of digest both.
Literally.
Literally. And
you know what?
You,
We did a
you
great.
you got to be a little fat boy on Saturday.
I sure did. I sure did. I un-Ozempicked myself. And
Good.
I just, and so, you know, I went out to Costco that morning. I went and got, you know, chips and dip and the whole 9 yards and bread. My fucking garlic bread was horrible.
Yeah.
I overbaked it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The zucchinis had a moment though.
The cooking Tom did was not great.
No, I'm being a twat. I think that you were the most generous hostess.
It was the idea of, you know, we're having starch, we're having sauce, we're having meatballs. Maybe I should get a vegetable. So I go and I grab like 3 zucchinis, right? And I'm like sliced them all up, I seasoned them all up, and I'm ready to throw them on the grill. We're sitting tasting meatballs and judging. I forgot about the zucchini on the grill.
Did you make chips?
They weren't chips.
They weren't chips.
No.
They were dead.
They were charcoal.
Oh, wow.
They were dead. I had to
okay.
soak my pan
I actually tried
for
to
like
bite-
6 hours.
I bit into one of them.
Oh,
It was a good.
Why would you do that?
that was a
I
choice.
had to. I was like, what is happening? Like,
So basically, you made charcoal.
I sure did. I sure did.
So that
I made carbon.
That speaks a lot for the meatball contest.
Yeah,
You were so into the balls,
I sure was, as I always am.
as you always are.
No, but I
That you forgot
have
the
to tell you.
veggies.
I have to tell you,
Yeah.
both of you did amazing. Your sauce, girl, is life. Your balls were better than hers, but your balls were good too.
Hey.
I tried to taste them, but she ate them all before.
I did.
I'll make my balls again.
I'll make my sauce again. I'll
Yeah.
jar some up for you.
See, I would like to
Please,
taste
can
your
you?
sauce
I
and
would.
your balls
Can you?
together.
For you.
Actually,
we'll do a thing. I'll buy everything. We'll just jar everything.
at the end of the day, what we ended up doing was we kind of mixed everything together
Yes.
for dinner.
Yeah.
And so it was my balls with a little sauce and your sauce and balls with the sauce. This is just whatever. But the sauce and the ball were...
Yeah.
What I will say is that it was a perfect personification of the relationship that Nick and I have.
Yeah.
Because we also shared along the way. We shared. I brought fresh ingredients. Someone didn't.
Oh.
So as much as I was able to, I shared my fresh ingredients.
But not the basil.
I did share the basil. I didn't have any
Wait,
garlic. I didn't
it
have
was
any
the garlic.
extra
It was,
garlic.
Yeah, it was the garlic.
I didn't have any extra.
Look, my grandma used to make these meatballs on a budget. Okay? She didn't have
What a
fresh-
politician. What a politician. I came up from the, from the grassroots. I came up from the blue collar community. So don't judge me and my jarred garlic.
Dude, my grandfather, okay? My grandfather was a foreman. He was a garbage
I
man.
know,
The
that's actually really
shade
respectable.
is a real.
Really respectable.
But anyway.
But you are not a foreman.
I am not a foreman. I could afford real garlic.
Yeah.
Real garlic.
In fact, real garlic might have been cheaper than jarred
but-
garlic.
But to be fair, the reason
Jarlic, if you will.
my grandma, used jar stuff is the reason that, we have,
What?
family
Food.
money.
Family money.
He was
They were frugal.
He was very smart with his money.
That's
Okay.
sweet.
That's not a bad thing.
I did learn about the sausages. So, there's a lot I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Same.
the sausage was good too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice little touch. But
That was my weekend.
I'm
Highlight of my weekend.
it was fabulous. Thank you for sharing that with
Thank
us.
you.
So, Jaybird, how are you?
Fantasticals as always. Not bad, not bad.
All's well.
All's well in the land of Oz, I guess. Oh yeah. So my weekend,
Yeah, your weekend.
I met my daughters-in-laws.
Oh, okay. So you one of your daughters
Roxy's. Yeah.
lives at home.
Yes.
She has been for many years.
Oh, she's the smart one.
She's a smart
She's a
one,
smart
and she
one.
finally met someone. And you met the in-laws. How did that go?
Yeah. It was a nice weekend. Definitely not as loud as crazy as we are.
Okay. And can you explain some of that? Explain.
The Christians.
Oh, they're white.
No,
No, they're religious.
they're religious. So I mean, the mom more than the dad, I guess. But her. So how do I say? So her boyfriend's very kind of strict and he's very specific about things, right? So he owns his own property. He owns his own house. His parents live with him, which is cool.
Okay.
Great. And, it's just the Latino way. Sometimes you
Right.
get older, your parents can move in. Why not? He's a single man, so his parents live with him at his house. And I met his parents. They're pretty much my age as well, my wife's age.
But is he fun?
He's cool. He's very much like I was when my wife and I first started. So
Oh,
he's
God.
strict.
Closeted?
No, not closeted. He's just strict. I was a very strict dad. I had no business being a father at 15. So all I knew was, you set the rules and you follow my rules and this has to be done. And so he's very much like that. It's just he was raised by his grandmother. So he's very, things need to be clean.
I was raised by my grandmother.
And even speaking with his dad and his mom, they're like, he's very strict. He likes stuff done
Certain way.
a certain way. But Roxy, being that she had the privilege of growing up with me, she understands him very well.
But
So
also free-spirited.
very
and
free
very-
spirited, and she's like, I will work with him, but he has to meet me halfway, and he doesn't
good
like
balance.
yeah. So he doesn't drink a lot. He's a smoker. He doesn't drink. Roxy
What
likes
kind
to
of
drink.
smoker?
THC.
Okay.
So he's a smoker, but he's not a like everyday wake and bake.
So what if he was?
But-
It's
and
legal
even
in
if
the
he
state
was-
of Connecticut.
Even if he was, I have no issue with it. But he's set in his ways. But
How long have they been together?
about 6 months,
Oh, okay.
How old is your daughter?
40.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
yeah, it's a thing.
She was like, I'm not leaving this house until I'm ready.
She's
Got it.
she's
And she's
moved,
still not
Yeah,
leaving.
she's moved out and she lived on her own
Yeah,
previous.
yeah.
She lived in New York with her cousin, and then she came back home. She was like, "Fuck this." She's smart. She
Good
knows
for
what
her.
she's doing. No kids.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
Unlike her sisters.
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
Not that I'm saying that they don't know what they're doing.
No,
I'm
but
just simply saying she's
yeah.
just holding out.
So out of my four girls, my two oldest daughters are very conscious, and the oldest, Debbie, she's married, has 3 kids. She's been on her own since she's been like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Right.
Roxanne has been a little bit more. Roxanne and I kind of get along. She's like the boy I didn't have. Because with Roxanne, she'll be like, "Hey, X, Y, and Z happened." I was like, "Well, X, Y, and Z," and she's like, "Okay, cool." So my wife tells me she's my crimey,
She's your crimey?
my crime partner.
Oh, your crime partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like her and I, we talk about everything. We're very open. I don't, you're a girl. I don't do that shit.
Yep.
I'm like, he's being an asshole. Do this.
Yep.
Do that. Be the dude in the relationship. Fuck him and go home afterwards. Don't fucking call him.
Hello.
So she's very much, so we have a
Your
really
Uber
good.
is waiting.
Your Uber, yeah, that's Roxy. Like she'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go, bye," So she's very, we're very open with each other. We're very close. We talk about everything. So, she met this guy and she's been dating him for a while. And finally, we met him. And I was like, all right, not the guy that I thought she was going to end up dating, but basically she's dating me when I was younger, basically, right?
That poor lady.
What did you
So-
think she would end up with?
Well, I wouldn't expect any less, to be honest. But, like, her dad and her mom are like, oh, he's very strict. And I don't know how Roxanne puts up with it. And, when I met him this weekend, and I was like, that's me 20 years ago.
500 years ago.
Yeah. 20 years ago.
Stop carbon dating yourself.
Roxanne knows exactly what she's dealing with and what she's, have to deal with.
And what she's
So
willing
she
to put up with.
understands him very well. And his father was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, I had no business raising kids at 14, 15.
Yeah.
I just kind of knew you do what I say when I say, but that's kind of the way I was raised.
Yeah.
So Roxanne understands the way he is, and she works. I think they just mesh perfectly.
Beautiful.
So it was a nice weekend. I mean, he was worried about his family being too boring for me and the missus because we're nuts. But I guess I gotta be thankful that I can adapt to any group I'm around.
That's a gift.
So yeah,
That's a gift.
so like all his aunts were there, a couple of his aunts were there, and cousins, but they're all older. They're all
Yeah.
50, 60 older, and we had a great time. We had a good time hanging out, and we had dinner, and we talked, and I was the only one drinking because nobody else really
of course, like what I wouldn't
But,
expect anything
yeah,
less from
yeah.
you, though.
But I didn't bring any drinks.
Oh, they provided, so
Yeah,
you drank what
so-
was given.
So
I mean-
Roxanne called me and she's like, he wants to buy you something to drink. What do you want to drink? And I was like, I want whiskey. And I was like,
You
just
gonna
get me some beer. So I'm a whiskey drinker. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I had a couple of beers. I really low key about it. I don't want to
Yeah.
frighten them drinking a 24 pack and then driving home after the fact. But
That's great.
I'm a
That's
heavy drinker.
awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, all in all, it was a good weekend.
More trips in your future?
Yeah. They actually. I was a little surprised because, as normally when you kind of meet people and you talk and like my daughter, they love Spanish food, Puerto Rican food, I should say, because they're Spanish.
And you're
They
a good
love Puerto
cook.
Rican food, yeah. But my daughter, I've taught her how to make like arroz with gandules. They love her arroz with gandules.
Which is great. That's
Which is
a start.
great. Yeah, so
right?
they were like, Roxanne, you gotta bring the rice and
That's
and
like the
peas.
entry level,
yeah.
like you're in, baby.
Yeah.
You're
So they
in.
were like, you gotta bring the rice. So they were like, you gotta bring the rice. And they also like the way she makes her beans. So she made red pinto beans this
Yep.
time.
But did she cook it?
Yes, she did this time. I only
you-
oversaw
did you go in there?
her cooking.
Did you go in there? Did you
I always, I always check the food. But
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, but she did her thing. So she's learned really well. The rice I had to help her with a little bit because she kind of turned it off too early and it was still a little wet. But
Right.
other than that, she gave it another half hour on low heat. Good to go.
You make it work. You make it work.
So it works. When you know how to work with people in the kitchen and whatnot. But
Right.
they love her food. So I was talking to her boyfriend's mom, and she's like, "Oh my God, you made that fried chicken he brought over like 2 weeks ago." And I was like, "Oh yeah." She was like, "That was such good chicken." So sometimes
So
just getting your
Food brings
compliments.
people together. Look,
just to let you know, this bitch can throw down.
Just to get that compliment, your fried chicken was amazing. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So now we have a pending day for a fish fry.
oh,
They want me to make,
Oh,
they want me
okay.
to make some red snapper, which I love making.
is it a competition?
Not, no.
You're gonna
I
make
think
fish.
we need a
Yeah,
competition.
Oh, I love frying fish. Yeah, I love.
I bet you do.
Yeah,
Gross.
It's not the only thing you fry.
Gross.
yeah, fried fish, raw clams.
Okay.
Trish, how was your weekend
how was-
besides getting your ass beat at meatballs?
So I won the meatball competition.
Okay. I just want to reiterate for the audience at home that we had no singular winner. No judge could say this one person took home the trophy.
No, because her sauce was better than mine, but my
Right,
meatball was
so-
better than hers.
Yeah. So you won something.
I mean, you actually have balls. So
And
I'm just saying.
anyway, no.
How are you?
I had kind of a rough week.
Rough? Rough? Do you want, can we elaborate, or is it something that you sort of kind of want to skim
It's kind of
through?
a downer, but whatever.
Go for it.
So when I was growing up, I was born on the same day as this girl, a good friend of mine. Her name is Kathy. We grew up together. Our parents met in a hospital, and she passed away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So she passed away actually a couple weeks ago, and her life kind of went off the rails a bit, and we hadn't really been connected for a long time, probably post-COVID. But we would always call each other on our birthday. So August 12th, we'd always call each other. And then I found out that she did in fact overdose drugs, and they're fucking bad. They're really fucking bad.
Yeah, they are.
And it's a huge problem here in Connecticut, but not just in Connecticut, around the country. And anyway, she couldn't get away from her addiction. She did pass away. So that was, it was a hard day. It was a hard day because Tuesday I went on a really great date.
Okay.
With this
Why
guy.
didn't you lead with that?
Finally.
No.
Well, I think that's the
Finally.
happy.
That's the happy ending?
That's the
Okay.
happy ending.
Did it,
Yeah.
did it
Wait.
end up with a happy
Wait,
ending?
what kind of happy
Happy
ending?
ending.
No.
Let's
the
not
tea.
distract.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so first and foremost, my condolences.
Thank
Yes.
Yeah.
you. But yeah, no, I went on a really, really great date, and I was riding such a high. To wake up to that the next morning was really tough. However, he's getting a second date. We're still talking.
Okay, well that's promising.
Yep, he is super fun, super cute, super.
Is he local?
Yeah, he's local.
Do we know him?
No, you may know him.
Okay.
You may know him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
What is he on, Grindr?
No, so we
Spiffies?
met on
No, let us
Facebook dating.
Oh,
Oh, you really have dived into this whole Facebook dating thing.
Yeah.
Like you're like, it's
Yeah,
like
I'm doing it.
it's the new. What's the one that where you swipe left and right?
Tinder.
It's the new Tinder. Is that what it is?
You know what I find? I find that Facebook dating is more people on Facebook dating actually want to date
Yeah.
and actually want to have a relationship and not just fuck. Like when we were getting together that night, it was actually funny because randomly, like a couple hours into our date, like maybe 3 hours, we were there for a while.
Wow.
His friend showed up at the bar we were at. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, and sat
Oh
down.
my God, that's a good omen.
Yeah.
That's kind of how me and Nicole started.
Really?
Stop.
Carry on.
So yeah, no, she showed up and she was just talking. His friend, and was just talking so highly of this individual, and also telling me how cute I was, and yeah, it was surprisingly, it was really nice.
Was this all part of this last weekend?
No, this was last Tuesday.
Oh, because I was gonna be like, did you tell him you lost the meatball contest?
He knows about the meatball contest.
Does he know about the winners?
Yes, he knows that Hope has the better sauce.
Okay.
He does.
Is he gonna make you make meatballs, or he's just gonna go for your meatballs?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
But also, he's a top, which I was like, oh, great.
Okay. Well,
perfect.
that's perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. It was really nice.
Yeah, no, because bumping pussies is hard.
Yeah, it really can be.
I don't know, guys. I think it's pretty fun.
What?
It's a bit
I
different for you.
forget.
You forget you have a vagina at this table tonight.
it's harder for guys than it is for
I know.
girls.
I
It
fully
is.
understand.
But
So
The
so you-
engineering's different.
it is. Yeah, no, it's like it's
Yeah.
hard. Math is hard.
Math is hard.
yeah,
So you went on this date. It went well. So what's on the roster? Is he coming to Tubing?
I was gonna invite him,
You should.
but so it gets more complicated.
Okay.
The rabbit hole we start falling further down the rabbit hole.
We'll be on our best behavior. I promise.
So
If he doesn't listen to this.
yeah, right. So well, whatever.
Whatever. No.
So when I was in my feelings, like in all my feelings, and I sent you that football picture, and I was going through all that stuff after my friend passed away after this date.
Yeah.
I saw
Right.
something in my yearbook it said like Mike Russo is super hot, and I was like, Mike Russo was my high school like crush.
Way to
Yeah.
name drop on the pod.
Oh, whatever. He's cute.
It's cute.
Wait.
And so I literally took a picture of it and I messaged it to him, and I was like, did you write this in my yearbook? And he was like, no, I don't know who wrote that. I was like, well, it must have been somebody that knew that I had a crush on him.
What
right?
did they write?
Mike Russo
It was
is so hot.
Yeah.
Did
Anyway.
you write that?
No.
Or
No.
somebody wrote that in your yearbook?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
But it wasn't you.
no, it was not me.
Okay.
But anyway, so all that said, we have been talking a lot.
It's good.
Yes, you have.
At literally like he just messaged me, and like every morning it's like, have a great day, like all, and I'm like, what is happening here? And is this trauma? Is this gonna be trauma, right? Like if it like falls apart, I don't know.
Where is he?
So he's in Florida.
Yeah.
Do you
That's a
have to
bummer.
move to Trump country?
Yeah.
No.
All right, what does he do? We'll find him a job here.
Okay, so funny enough,
So funny enough.
he's a server.
Okay,
Great.
well
we can
play-
find I got that. I know how many restaurant owners. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
but so
We'll make it work.
It's been a weird week.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So when are you going down to Florida?
I don't know.
Okay,
Everyone
and
wants-
because
I don't want to look like a crazy person.
I was a little concerned
You have
because
family.
you have bruises on you. You have battle scars, and so I thought maybe
this?
you had a
In your
little
elbow?
ruffle.
I cut my elbow.
What, on the rug? That's a rug burn. honey.
No
Not a-
comment. No comment.
Don't be
Okay.
shy. We've all had them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you because
In the house or the car? No, let me stop.
please tell me at least it was in a house.
It was good.
It was
Okay.
good.
That
Well,
was
that's good.
definitely a house.
So you know,
It's a house
I-
carpet.
from Lowe's,
From Lowe's.
28
No, from
cents a square
IKEA.
foot.
No, Home
Sponsored by
Depot.
IKEA. Are you kidding me? It's Nick fucking Bussett.
I fucking hate everybody.
So I will say this: I'm excited for you because I know how challenging it is to date. I don't date because I just don't have the energy to, but you invest a lot of time and effort into meeting quality people, genuine people that you know you want to be able to you know just have a really good connection
You
with.
can just say it. I'm Demi.
and that's a well, in what sense?
Like I need to have a connection with somebody before I like build a relationship with them.
And this bitch keeps freaking, of course, vaping in the studio, and then the air filter goes
Kicks
off.
on.
I mean, at the end of the
the
day,
first time I vaped.
it was time for me to fucking get back out there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just play the field, see what's going on.
Well, and you just have to like, so like I have been, and I, you know, I'm not the only person that have probably been in this situation post-COVID, but like I've been so
It's hard.
like reclusive, right? You know, I do everything I need to do for my professional life, for my board service, for the things that I need to make sure like gets done. But like when it came to my personal life, I was not out there anymore. And actually taking the step to go on an actual date made a huge difference. It was like, oh, I can actually do this. I'm ready to do this again.
Right. So you guys, wait. So if he's in Florida, when was he here?
no,
High
No,
school.
two different people.
yeah,
No, I'm talking the. Wait, you
the
just.
high school crushes in Florida.
Oh, okay. So the date person lives here.
Yes.
Okay, I was like, wait, I'm so confused.
Yeah, it doesn't take.
It's fine. He went on a date with a guy here, and now he's maybe sparking up again his high school fling.
Yeah.
And that's in Florida.
Well, and also like this is the guy I lost my virginity to.
Oh,
Okay. Also, I just need to say for the record, why is it that I hear the best versions of these stories, the juiciest, most textured, most like detailed versions of stories on the fucking pod and not when we talk as friends?
Well, because I know you're going to be on the pod. This happened last week, and I wanted the visceral reaction.
That's a really good save, except I wasn't asked to be on the pod at the point in time in which we were talking.
But hold on, what didn't I tell you?
Oh my God.
Everything.
Listen,
apparently.
I don't want to censor you anymore. I'm ready for Tom's story.
Yes.
so
It is my birthday month.
Oh, it is his birthday. Happy birthday. We love you.
we love you, darling.
So
So I really don't have a story other than I truly, utterly enjoyed having people over on Saturday doing the meatball contest. So we called it, what was it that we were gonna call the invitation when we were doing it?
No, you told me you had the greatest name. What was it?
It was
balls and
it was
definitely
boys, balls, and gals, something like that. And but I truly, I enjoyed having someone come into my space and use my kitchen and
cook for you,
create amazing things. And we all sat down and we had drinks and we ate and overall it was an amazing weekend. And then as far as the week goes, mom is on the mend. Everything is doing wonderful.
Yes.
I'm excited for her. She's moving. She was in her car. She drove.
Oh wow.
Nice.
And other than that, I mean, I think it was a good week. Really, nothing too crazy to expand on. But overall, I'm happy because Jay unfortunately couldn't make it for the balls.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But,
But apparently you had a mouthful of balls.
I
and you
sure
were happy.
did, and I didn't share because I'm stingy.
Yeah, I
And,
showed up today. I was like, "Oh, are there any leftovers?" He was like, "No,
No,
I ate them all."
I ate them all. I ate them for
You
breakfast
are an
actually.
amazing
It is
hostess,
big.
though.
No, and
You
I
really
love you guys.
There's
I
an
love you
art to
guys.
hosting, and not everyone can do it well. And you do it well.
Well, thank you. I sort of kind of just sit back and you know what? I'm a type of person that, when you're in my space and I want you to be there, you have free reign to do whatever you have to do. I don't limit people. I just sit back and just let people enjoy themselves.
You're not a helicopter mom.
No,
But he also
I'm not even a guest anymore. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You haven't been a guest in quite some time.
Well, since he bought the house, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But I think there's an art to making people feel like you prepared for them, which is
Yes.
part of it, right? So making sure that at no point did I feel wanting for something. At no point was I like, oh, but if I want to nibble on snacks while I'm cooking, if I want to have a drink while I'm cooking, if it's too hot, if it's too cold, there's plenty of pots and pans and 16 pairs of tongs.
Yeah, hello, like I have one rule: whatever Lola wants, Lola gets, and and that's it. It's like when I'm in the mood to host, he knows I host, and so if I have to do a Costco run in the morning to make sure that we have provisions and all the needed things, and
I'll never forget the first time Hope and Nicole came over
oh my god,
because I had told you, I was like, I think Hope is going to come with Nicole. And you were like, oh, okay.
Oh.
And I show up here and I'm like, it smells so good in the house. What did you do? He's like, Puerto Rican cleaned.
yeah, I sure did, I sure
Like,
did.
it smelled like fabuloso. It was so clean. And it was just because it was the first time, right? But now it's like,
No, but I cleaned.
You
always clean,
I
but-
scrubbed the shit out of my kitchen. I was like, these people are cooking here. There's gonna be no hair. There's gonna be no germs. There's gonna be no nothing. I'm like, even my stove that collects dust because some say I
this
don't
bitch
cook
never
on it.
cooks.
Fuck you, bitch. I do cook.
Yeah.
I made sure that I went through and I cleaned everything
The
except
air
my
fryer
oven. But
gets a lot of usage.
yeah, it does. It actually does.
And
It's my
trust me,
favorite
that-
tool.
Yeah, me too.
And,
when I'm here, that's what I use all the time.
That's what I use at home.
And of course, like when you have guests over, there are three main spaces that you take care of: your kitchen, your bathroom, because nobody's gonna go into your bedroom, and the living room spaces. So, whatever. But no, thank you for coming. Thank you for enjoying my space, and for cooking and making such amazing sauce and balls. And
you're lifting her up a lot.
I have to.
I'm not feeling the love as much.
Thank you, my dearest Trish, for making the better balls.
You're fucking welcome, bitch.
Yeah, I enjoyed your meat. I really did.
That's what he wants. You know what?
I think you were surprised,
I
honestly.
think we all need to overdo
I actually
it
was.
now.
I
That's
actually
the
was
only-
because she brought her game. I mean, when she walked in with her Mima apron and all the ingredients, and she was pulling stuff up. By the way, I have fresh basil planted outside, and you brought a whole batch of it, and I was like, oh, we could have cut that right from my garden.
Could have.
Yeah.
I'll remember.
Yeah, but it's there. I was just like, oh shit, Nick.
You have to pick the next cook-off. Like, what is the thing that we're cooking off about?
Okay.
I think we're gonna maybe chili or chicken cutlets. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It could be chicken cutlets,
If you
but
want to dare chili
No,
with
I-
the Texas born and raised, half Mexican.
Well, I mean, we all know what happened with the meatball, so.
But that is in my lineage, so I did fucking great.
So the next cook-off is going to be chili. It's going to have to be in the fall because we like for it to be a little cold for us to get something
Yummy,
nice,
yummy.
hearty and warm. And that's what we're going to do. But you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we do have the dish. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gents, we are back from the break. Thank you for allowing us to do that. We had to go refresh and do all the good things that we do while we're on break, including libations and all that good stuff. All right, so we had a great first half. Again, Hope, thank you for gracing us with your presence, and Nick, and of course, Jaybird over here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Videos. And, we're going to talk a little bit about, some of the things that are happening right now in the nation. There are a lot of states right now that are submitting or trying to or have passed bills that are specifically attacking our transgender community, making it nearly impossible for individuals who are seeking healthcare. Yes. Seeking the ability to be able to define who they are as humans, impossible. And it's very hurtful. It's very disturbing. And I always like to think that, regardless of where you stand on the spectrum of the LGBTQ plus community, we are who we are. And there's nothing that can change that in any way, shape, or form. We're born this way. Lady Gaga has said it best, and she always has. And so I wanted to sort of kind of frame the conversation for the second half around the things that are happening specifically around our trans community. So I'm going to open it up for the floor for anyone who wants to chime in, as we say, and talk a little bit about this troublesome developments that are happening throughout the states. So
the first thing I'll say is that what you were talking about while we were on break was pronouns, right?
Right.
So a lot of people now have pronouns in their emails, right? So, I go by he, him. Tom?
I go by he, him. Okay, it's a choice.
Jay?
He, him.
She, her.
Yeah.
She, her. But there's also they, them, and all different variations of pronouns of people sort of kind of saying, well, not sort of kind of, they're being very direct and telling you, this is how I want you to address me.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand it.
Right.
And that is okay, because you can educate yourself.
Right.
What you do have to do is respect it.
Yep.
You have to respect somebody when they present you with their pronouns. So I personally don't put pronouns in my email, and that's kind of something that I did a long time ago because I was dealing with a lot of white older bankers, right? So I never did it. I still don't do it, but I respect people that do. And I think that is the first step. If you don't understand what pronouns are, ask, learn, take a moment and understand why people are saying, I go by they or them.
Right. And I think it's also, it's a very important attribute to have of yourself on your journey to finding out who you truly are, who you truly feel. And, and really what bothers me about the whole thing is that most of us, for most of our life, have always been talking about people in the context of they, them. And so for me to wrap my head around people making excuses of, well, it's just so hard. It's really not. No. You speak in the third person often.
Yeah. I think
in a lot of the conversations that we have throughout our day.
Yeah, I think what is scary to me right now is that in 2025 alone, there have been 965 bills against trans rights that were introduced around the country. And when I say around the country, that includes blue states. So 49 states have introduced trans legislation.
And you know what kills me? So, so we have a lot of different variations of people choosing what names they want to go by, what pronouns they want to use, what things, are important to them. And throughout history, this has always happened, and this is very prevalent too, also in the spaces of, for example, the arts, right? people often choose to call themselves something else. For example, let's talk about Lady Gaga. We mentioned her not too long ago. Her real name is Stephanie Germanotta, right? But she goes by Lady Gaga.
Or if you're in Europe, Lady Gaga.
Gaga, right? It's a chosen name, right?
Yeah.
T.S. Eliot.
Hello, right? And so there is a specific individuals within the Republican Party that are making some noise and have been for quite frankly the past decade. One in specific is Rafael Edward Cruz. Okay, this motherfucker from Texas,
AKA Ted.
aka Ted, decided that a long time ago he wanted to be called Ted Cruz, right? But his real name is Rafael Edward Cruz. Let's focus on that for a minute. This motherfucker decided in 2021 that he wanted to introduce a bill to protect the rights of what? For people to not have the ability to be addressed the way they want to be addressed, yet you call yourself Ted Cruz, but your real name is Rafael Edward Cruz?
No, that's a classic case of trying to blend in.
Whitewashing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Mr.
That's,
Ted
that's
Cruz.
like me saying, don't call me Javier, call me Xavier, because it blends in better.
Yeah, well,
right?
we do have a native.
Yeah.
Jay! We do have a native Texan in the house, so
true.
I want to talk to you a little bit about, Ted Cruz. Tell me all your feelings. Tell me everything that comes to mind when you hear the name Rafael Edward Cruz, because we're going to call them that from now on.
You want to unpack that?
Rafael.
Yes.
Want me to unpack what?
Like, I want to unpack
be a
that.
lot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I mean, what comes to mind? Okay, just live association. 2 times being on vacation with your family in the middle of natural disasters that were results of legislation that you passed that didn't allow Texas to have the infrastructure it needs to survive natural disasters with its terrible electrical grid. What comes to mind is lots of lying. Lots of grandstanding, lots of blustering for C-SPAN to take over Senate hearings at the literal expense of your colleagues. I mean, when I think about Ted Cruz...
And constituents.
No, not Ted. Rafael.
Oh, sorry.
Rafael.
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 Let's call a spade a spade.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, I think... Listen, I grew up in Texas and I have a very conservative family still. And I have family members who have called me to talk to me about pronouns and called to talk to me about, and they're calling specifically to ask me for the tips and tricks. What do you do to remember this? And I think that's on one level kind of sweet because they're admitting that they want to make the other person feel comfortable. They also
want to make an effort.
They have their own opinions about how it's wrong and it's sinful and it's that, this, that, and the other. But they're like, there must be some way you queers have your brains wired different. You know, you can do it and I can't do it. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I just, if I make a mistake, I correct it. I do remember pretty quickly, oh, shoot, that was misgender. So I just say, and I just correct it. I don't even go with the whole sorry and belabor the point and try to get them to make me feel better about me making a mistake. Just be like, sorry, and then just correct it.
Yeah, and to be fair, so obviously sometimes when we're in meetings at the Pride Center, I've misgendered people. I've used the wrong pronouns. And honestly, you just got to clock it, right? You got to clock it, you admit it, and then you address it correctly. Yeah. Don't be ashamed if you make a mistake.
Yeah, but that's easier for the younger crowd.
It is.
Girl, I am not that young.
No, you're not that young.
Compared to
but
me, you're
young.
way younger. But, and I think, again, it's how we're hardwired.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And I always use this example because it's a great example. My mother-in-law knows my brother-in-law's gay. She's always known him as a gay man. Mm-hmm. But she never says, oh, how is he doing? You know, how's everything? Oh, is he still sick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Because that's how she was taught.
Yep.
Right.
Individuals that lived in the lifestyle. That was the way, it was a category.
Right.
in medical
will.
documentation. So, is he still sick? Is he still sick? And I'm like, what do you mean sick?
I will never forget. I will never forget when I went to my sister's wedding. I don't know how old I was. I was 22, maybe something like that. My uncle.
She was a twink.
My uncle's a
that was
pastor,
years ago.
and I had never really met his wife. And his wife came up to me, and literally we were like dancing, and she put her hands on my face and said, "I just want you to know that you were such a special part of this family." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, why are you holding my face first and foremost?
yeah.
Get your hands off my face.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I think, it's the way people are wired. And again, my mother comes, she was born in 42. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's what she grew up knowing, that if you were not straight, there was an ailment.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in English it sounds rough,
No,
because in
but
Spanish it just sounds a little bit lighter, quote unquote, because
Well, I mean, you have the Trump administration. They're passing legislation about rounding up people that are considered mentally ill, and they're trying to get the fucking definition of what that means changed again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that would also include the LGBTQ plus community.
Right.
So we
Exactly.
could easily be the
Yes.
next target.
And we've already been there. I mean,
Yeah.
just to bring it into perspective, when you think about Stonewall, when you think about, the riots in LA, and when you think about the murder of Harvey Milk, all of this was driven by the fact that, serving gay men or members of the LGBTQ plus community in states like New York, in states like California, was considered to be serving people who were mentally ill until about 1968, 69, close to 1970.
Yeah.
And so that was yesterday.
Exactly.
We were considered people who were mentally ill.
Yep.
Well, Project 2025 outlines this pretty clearly, and that was something I unfortunately had to read through. And there is a portion of it that says that LGBTQ plus literature could be labeled as pedophilia literature, and therefore librarians and educators who share LGBTQ YA novels, right? Young adult novels, little kids stories that are about just being a queer person and that being a normalized thing.
My two dads or my two moms, right?
It makes me absolutely fucking insane. Honestly, it does. Like, how the fuck are you going to take away LGBTQ plus literature from the general population when you look at the fucking numbers? It's white, cis, straight men that are committing all of these fucking crimes. I mean, when I was a kid, my fucking mom was like, "Did the priest touch you when I came out?" Like, what the fuck? Clearly, it's not the LGBTQ plus community that's the problem.
So she didn't ask if it was the queer
Teacher or librarian or whomever.
or the
Like,
drag queen reading books.
How are you going to take it away when the Speaker of the House is on Grindr?
Exactly.
Let me tell you, the Speaker of the House,
My God.
supposedly, allegedly, let's just say this,
Allegedly.
shares a link with his son.
Oh, God,
And
here
when
we are
any
again.
of those two watch porn, they each know about it.
That is so fucking creepy.
But one of them has... the Speaker of the House has allegedly had his profile leaked many times over, his Grindr profile leaked.
It's
It was just
fucking crazy.
research. Come on. You should
fucking
know
crazy.
that. It's research.
Which honestly, like, though, I don't know
What
if
makes
that
it
helps
gay?
the argument, though, right? That doesn't necessarily help the argument because they are literally saying LGBTQ people are sexual predators, right?
And it's so far from. Like, I'm not a sexual predator.
not to minors.
Not to,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm
Nick,
sorry, I had
that
to say
has
it.
got to be one of the best comebacks you have ever had on the show. I'm gonna have to memorialize that.
Memorialize that.
But like, the reality
good.
is, it's like
good.
if we say, okay, we have these cis white straight men that are actually committing these crimes, and they're blaming it on the LGBTQ plus community, and then we come back and we say, oh well, they have a Grindr account. They are actually technically
Part of the LGBTQ plus community.
so indirectly.
Raphael.
that goes against the argument, but at the same time, percentage-wise,
Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do.
Oh, baby.
Thanks,
I
Daddy.
just
That's
want
all
to
it comes
clarify.
down to.
That is.
I am not a sexual predator.
He's not. He's not.
Okay? I am not. I am a
She is
decent...
an equal opportunity predator.
I'm an equal opportunity sucker. I I value
Never throw it away.
in being able to
Provide
help
a service.
others that are in need. Do not. I don't prey on people. I let them come to me.
Absolutely.
come to my window.
Come inside, stand by the light of the moon.
Wait by the light of the moon.
Oh, it's
Have you heard his COVID story?
So during COVID,
Do I want?
during COVID,
We've talked about it many
God.
times.
yeah, we have. During COVID, I have a friend of mine who we were engaged sexually prior to COVID, and during COVID, we were just like, oh my God, I need to get off and blah blah not. But we can't be in the same space, and we have to social distance and the whole 9 yards. I put a ladder in my office window. And he climbed the ladder backwards and allowed me to just pillage him through the window, and then I sent him home.
I mean, it's smart
Hey,
and safe.
we didn't breathe
Honestly,
into each other.
Creativity.
Yeah, you have to
Creativity.
You have to make it work.
Innovators, all of you.
Necessity is the mother of.
Innovation.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but I digress. This is not what we were going to talk about.
Importantly, in Connecticut, this is happening in real time.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
No, really. There's like 2 major healthcare systems that are no longer going to provide hormonal therapy to minors.
And it's
Gender affirming care.
It's scary, right? Because we're in a what is considered a blue state, or as Nick would like to say, a purple state. But we have laws on the books
Yeah. Well,
that
I think
protect
I think
gender affirming care.
you see all these insurance companies taking advantage of the moment, right?
Of course.
So they're saving their bottom line by taking advantage of this anti-DEI, anti-trans rhetoric. They're saying, well, it's approved up here,
Right.
so I can do this thing and I can save my bottom line.
Right. And you know what's interesting to me, it's like, it's not only in politics, right? So we have to be very fair. What is happening around our transgender community, which by the way,
Wait, Hope, really quick. What are the 2 companies? Do
Yeah.
you know?
So it's, give me 2 seconds, but it's definitely Yale New Haven Healthcare, and it's another
Yes.
children's medical center here in Connecticut. And so they are no longer, because their logic is executive orders are enforceable by law.
Mm-hmm.
And so
they're also
they're
challengeable.
But
And they
they're
receive a lot of federal funding.
preemptively- Yep. They're preemptively trying to preserve their federal funding, trying to avoid legal battles by saying we are just no longer going to provide gender affirming healthcare in the form of hormone therapy to anyone who is 18 or younger.
So basically, they're just covering their ass and protecting their funding.
Until the next
It,
president.
it has
if that ever
nothing to
happens.
do with medical treatment. It has nothing to do with dealing with youth that are identifying.
But,
You know,
but to be fair, I don't blame corporations sometimes or healthcare providers with shifting and sort of kind of, bending with the times, because they understand that we still have three more motherfucking years of this shit.
I understand. I
And then
understand it.
a
I
new
don't. I
president
don't have
comes
to
in,
agree with it.
Hopefully,
but
hopefully
we will.
It's a
We
fucking challenge. It's a challenge for healthcare providers. It's a
to-
challenge for states.
To be fair, when you think of Yale New Haven Health, the services they provide to the majority of the greater New Haven area, Connecticut as a whole, like, I don't necessarily blame them for trying to protect their federal funding, because if they lost funding, a lot of people would suffer.
Would be impacted. However, thank you.
we are also facing the fact that, like, 18 now, what's it tomorrow? No
Right.
one?
Exactly.
Right. And when you have the means, the financial means that Yale does, and you refuse, I understand how endowments work. So I understand this is not an overnight policy, but the fact that the board of the corporation and the board of the hospital are not willing to take the quote unquote financial risk, which they actually did during the time of AIDS to help find medical treatments for it. They took some financial risks and said, like, we're going to have to dig into our own pockets to fund some of this. The government's not going to give us money to do that. So it's disappointing to me. And the part of the direct immediate impact, and the Yale Daily News had a great article about this, about Yale doing this. They quoted a mother of a child who said, like, my kid's in hormone therapy right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Asking me to cross state lines, the cost of that, for me to just stop my kid's care, for me, my kid's on a transitioning pathway. What am I supposed to do?
And it's hard, and when you think about, for example, some of the legislation that's being passed, and they're very hardcore focused on youth, right? People who are under the age of 18.
Youth and women.
Can we talk a little bit about why you would want to, for example, put someone on blockers?
Why people go on hormone blockers, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, because the transition process. So the New York Times is actually doing a whole series right now on this. They're deep diving into why and how did hormone therapies become available here in the United States? How did the American Medical Association come across their standardization around hormone therapies and transitioning and gender affirming surgeries and all of that? So I don't want to pretend to be an expert, but what I will say that was very enlightening to me is that, there's so much science backing doing it now, doing it at a young age. If a child knows that, and there's so much of a process to go through. There's all this misconception around, like, your kid can just say one day I'm trans, and the next day, they're on hormones and getting surgeries. Like, that's not true.
Right.
It's just not true. So they go through all the appropriate circumstances, and if they are deemed like, yeah, this kid is trans, then getting them on hormone blockers makes it a far more emotionally seamless. Suicide rates are incredibly high among young trans folks, so it makes it more emotionally stable. It allows them to seamlessly, from a young age, when all their peers are going through puberty, and they are now able to actually assimilate with the gender they actually identify with. That is so much safer for them. Yeah. They literally will live healthier lives.
Absolutely.
So say there is a 14 or 15-year-old that goes on blockers. Come 16, 17. I'm actually, I'm not, I'm whatever. What are the repercussions of being on blockers? Because from my understanding, there aren't any.
No.
Oh, no one should quote me as a doctor, but I'll say anecdotally what I understand to be true is that the reversal of that process of non-surgical processes is actually, again, well studied, tested, and designed.
Mm-hmm. Is it a factual statement when I say that starting someone very early on blockers makes the process of transitioning when they are of age a lot easier, both physically and mentally?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just cheaper. It's actually cheaper in the long run.
So
remember, we've kind of touched on this subject previously when I was part of the youth group at the New Haven Pride Center.
Right.
And I was counseling. One of the kids I kind of mentored was transitioning. And she was going female to male, of course,
so
going through yes, at the time she, and then now he, so it was a whole process. Mom, had to kind of find some sort of, information, didn't know where to go. She ended up with us. He ended up kind of connecting to me for some reason.
You have that energy.
Yeah, you really
like
do.
You have that like daddy mommy energy.
Yeah,
the both.
Yeah, I gotcha. And it was a process, but it also not only was a process for him, it was a process for myself as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He is living as a male, and he is having a fruitful life and he's doing well for himself. And I understand, where the transition at that age comes in play, because yes, there was a time where he was struggling and feeling suicidal and feeling like there was no way out. So mom kind of found us, just trying to find resources.
Yeah.
Kudos to mom for reaching out.
Yeah, and you don't get that all the time.
Right.
You don't get that all the time. And that's where you're seeing all these suicides come into play, because the kid feels at a loss. The kid feels like there's something wrong with them. And I as a bisexual male, when I decided to quote unquote come out in my 30s, I felt the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you.
And you have to realize that sometimes the struggle of coming out in general. Me, I came out to my wife. Which to me wasn't an easy process,
but it's
right?
a beautiful thing.
But it was a beautiful thing, and we had long conversations, and we went through our thing, and thank God we're at where we're at in our life.
Right.
But as a teenager, I would never see myself trying to figure that out.
Right. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I mean, she's taking leaps now.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh my God.
But it
works.
It's always a learning curve.
So
right?
let me ask you, what did you learn from that experience of trying to navigate as someone who was working in social services? What did you learn throughout that experience? Was that one of the first experiences that you ever had with someone transitioning?
Yes. Yeah, it was. Again, like I misgendered them, right? It was just something that I had to learn to curve.
Yeah.
And because when I met him, he was still he was starting his process.
Right.
So we met him as his, female name, and then he transitioned to his male name, and even though I never really misgender him person to person, as a social worker, I should say, to me, originally I was like, oh, she, and I was like, fuck, yeah, but growing up in New York City, growing up around a diverse group of individuals where I was surrounded not only with different cultures but sexualities, you kind of pick that up at a young age. So I think I kind of had that advantage where I was able to kind of, okay, yeah, this is how you identify. And to me, I wasn't second guessing what I had to do. And I think sometimes when individuals grow up in a certain, in a certain light or a certain lifestyle, it's difficult to understand stuff.
Right.
Growing up as an individual that was able, the whole, it takes a community type thing, for me worked well because I can adapt to certain scenarios.
Well, I think in that line of work, you sort of kind of have to.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to learn on the fly.
You have to learn on the fly. You pick stuff up. And again, as a social worker, I wasn't working with children. I wasn't working with teenagers. My line of work was HIV, it was housing, it was substance abuse. So to me, I kind of got the crazy, I got kind of thrown into the fire and I learned as I went. Dealing with teenagers was definitely a learning curve for me.
Yeah.
And like I've said before, one of my first youngest cases working as an HIV case manager was a 19-year-old from Puerto Rico who was disowned by his family when he came out as gay. So he had to turn into tricking in the streets to survive. And that's how he ended up being HIV positive. So for me, a 19-year-old, coming into my office seeking help was a shock to me originally. Yeah. Because me, everybody else that was in there was older than me at that time. Right. Well, so to me, I understood a certain demographic. I didn't understand the younger demographic, and I think that's when you start realizing, okay, there's an issue here, and there's a need here, and there's some sort of there's some sort of work that needs to be done in this with this group of individuals.
And how long ago was this?
Ages
Ages ago.
Right.
Now we're
talking about almost 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
And we're looking
We're
at
back.
this.
Right.
Yeah, looking at the same. Yeah.
We finally had started putting systems in place to help prevent and provide services for individuals. And when you think about the LGBTQ plus community, especially the youth, it's a much smaller demographic than the overall general heterosexual cis.
If I'm
white.
not mistaken, I think we're like maybe a good between 6 and 10% of the population of the United States of America.
It's 10% plus.
Yeah.
But it was 10% when I was in high school, I think.
Oh, then it might be more.
Well, I mean, we've got people that are hiding out on podiums on Grindr. So,
Well, ain't that the
Absolutely.
truth?
True.
here's the thing, right? So you have 48% of bisexual men and women have seriously considered suicide. 48%.
Absolutely. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I can say that for sure.
Jay.
27% actually attempt it,
Yeah.
and 19 to 25 succeed.
Yeah.
Can we pause for a minute? You said something
Yes.
that is very impactful. You are my friend, and I love you.
No,
And
absolutely.
if you
Yeah. No, when-
ever need to talk,
No, I haven't in recent years.
And that's
I
beautiful.
did when I first came out. That was, it was part of the struggle.
and it's a beautiful thing that you
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
in many years. Not many people are that fortunate, but if you ever, my doors are always open. You know that,
I know
right?
that already. I know that already.
Okay.
There's
So-
never a question about that. But yes.
I love you, J2.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
So the reason I bring up those statistics is because when you look at heterosexual youth, 14% have considered attempting.
Yes.
6% actually attempted and committed suicide. So when you're looking at
The
14
statistics,
attempted and 19 actually doing it in the LGBTQ plus community,
Yes.
it's
It's staggering.
And
It's-
if you
it's a
think that
huge
drag queens are killing our kids and LGBTQ literature is killing our kids and hormone therapy is killing our kids, I would invite you to take a look at the number one killer of kids, which is guns.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Texas.
fucking
Raphael.
yeah, and
Senor
it's this
Rafael
fucking
Edward
administration.
Cruz.
They're literally creating a rhetoric right now, so that they're taking away all of these services, all of these rights, and all we're gonna see is an increase in suicide. They are
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
get LGBTQ youth to kill themselves.
Well, I think they don't care. I don't
don't
know
care.
if
Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying. Maybe they are, but I don't think they
Indirectly they
care.
are.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
Indirectly, they are. I don't think they're aware. And I think
they're very aware.
I think they're aware.
Project 2025 clearly spells it out. They're aware
think-
of what the repercussions of their actions are.
they
know what they're
I've
doing.
always said, when it comes to our government, senators, congressmen, presidency, nothing is an issue until it affects their family directly.
Correct.
Right.
That's
Right.
true for a lot of
It's
people.
not, yeah.
A lot of
It's-
people with prejudice, they
Yeah,
can have
absolutely.
the prejudice because they have
Yeah.
the privilege of not
Absolutely.
thinking about
They've
how the
never,
prejudice
yeah,
hurts
we've
them.
never dealt with it. We've never dealt with minority issues. We've never dealt with having to go to bed without a meal.
Mm-hmm.
We've never. So why are we giving handouts, right?
Right.
We've never dealt with my child committed suicide because he felt oppressed or unlikely until it happens. And then when it does, we have these changes in Congress.
Honestly, like
120%.
I mean, even when you look at my family, like my parents were getting better and becoming more accepting. But when Matt killed himself, my boyfriend from college killed himself, the script flipped.
Absolutely.
They were like, my son could do this too.
Yes.
Of course.
And everything changed from that moment on with my parents. And I have a great relationship with them now. But
Right.
it took such a tragedy
Right.
Exactly.
And that's usually the
And
case.
I think it's very common, not only in the Caucasian race, it's across the
Because
board.
you know she's crazy. This one.
It's across the board. She's half freaking at this
Yeah,
point.
she-
but
She
at this
actually
point,
is.
yeah, it is what it is. And again, like I said earlier with my mom, addressing my brother-in-law's ill, right?
Yeah.
And I told her one day, I was like, listen, the reason me and the missus kind of had our separation for the time we did is because I was unsure of my sexuality.
Right.
And I wasn't sure whether I needed to stay in a relationship, in a hetero relationship, because I didn't feel that was right for her.
Yeah.
Right.
Why am I going to drag someone
How is it
along?
fair for her? Yeah.
Into my fucked up situation. That's when I was, at that point, I kind of considered the suicide thing.
Right.
Because I felt like I was wronging a lot of people, especially a female, that I made a committed
I will tell
relationship
you
to.
right now, if you ever feel that way and you actually go through with it, I will haunt you in your death.
Oh yeah.
No.
I
He'll
will
haunt
come
us.
for you.
on
Yeah,
us.
and I think just life becomes very overwhelming when you have so many questions.
I will
also
find
think-
you
I
in
also
the
think-
afterlife.
I think it's important to.
Yeah.
You said something. You said, when I was, in this fucked up situation, and
Yeah.
it was fucked up. Like we've all been through it. Coming out, it's fucked up. It's terrible. It's hard. But like getting away from the rhetoric that says it's fucked up. No, it's your situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's okay,
yeah,
right? It sucks
absolutely.
in the moment.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It
And I
wasn't
think-
fucked up. It was your
Yeah,
situation.
It was my situation. And again, when you're dealing with something personally,
But that's
you don't consider what everyone else has dealt with. You're like, yo, this is fucked up.
It's
this
only
is,
me.
Yeah, it's me. Nobody else is dealing with this. I don't have anybody to talk to. Well, you do. You just don't feel like you can approach individuals at that time.
Yeah.
And that's what leads to a lot of this bullshit and suicidal issues and thoughts.
Yeah. No, I think it's because, people look at these situations and they look at them as their personal demons, right? And I did it too. It was fucked up. It was terrible. It was tough. But the thing is, those personal demons are actually not demons. They're blessings, right?
Absolutely.
And coming out and like becoming the strong gay man that I am, or like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Like
For sure.
it made me who I am. And it wasn't until I got to that place where I was like comfortable in my own skin that I actually thrived.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And again, here I am today. I don't go out advertising to. I don't go out at work.
You
and
don't
put
need to, honey.
And put up a sign that I'm bi.
It's your Guatemalaness.
accept me.
Right.
My Guatemala.
This man, take his mic off.
Yeah.
Mute him.
Bitch, please. I just spoke some truth.
Yeah.
No, you did. You did.
Absolutely. And I think you have to realize sometimes I don't go out advertising what I do and what I enjoy.
Right.
If anybody at work approaches me, or even in life in general,
I haven't known you
Yeah,
very
not
long,
very
but
long.
I feel like open relationship, bisexual was maybe the first 5 words out of your
Like,
mouth. Like, it didn't take very long.
All right, I've been talking too much.
Yeah, no.
So I will tell you,
I think it's just a matter of being honest with yourself.
you have to.
Yeah,
You have to.
And then once you kind of get there, again,
Yeah.
and again with you, I met you in a different circumstance.
I'm
But
just
if we
kidding.
work together,
Oh, I'm sure.
everybody
It's
assumes I'm Tommy's boyfriend.
For real, they do. So I will tell you this: the reason why we're having this very important conversation, because in recent, in light of recent events and in states, in a lot of different people trying to
Bullshit
sort of kind of
legislation.
come
Yeah.
for our trans community, our non-binary community, for communities who don't sort of kind of conform to what we believe to be normal, if that's even a fucking thing. Like, there's no normal. You are who you are, and we are who we are, and I say that wholeheartedly.
We are who we are.
Exactly. Yes, Kesha.
Absolutely.
But the reason why I wanted to have this important conversation is because it is very uplifting for me to see when members of the LGBTQ plus community just sort of kind of be like nonchalantly, no, bitch, you can't do this. And we're not going to allow you. So that said, I have an audio that I would like to play for you. And this, obviously, we have a very, very diehard Harry Potter fan in the audience. And we all know.
I've already said this.
Yes, we know that, JK Rowling is...
She can be a cunt, but I'm still going to love Harry Potter.
Very problematic. I'm not saying hate Harry Potter, the character in the movies and blah, 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 but we still need to hold this fucking bitch to account, okay? Right. And let her know that her rhetoric against trans people is not okay. And none other than fucking this... So first and foremost, this woman has been doing amazing things in Broadway and all over the place. But Jinkx Monsoon is just a fucking
I watched her win.
Beast. She won. She won for a reason. So here's a conversation she's having with a host of a show, and I wanted to play this audio for you so that you can sort of kind of like get an idea of how stupid
People
Republicans are with this whole pronoun thing and wanting to be who you are and wanting to be addressed as you are and respected for what you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
Okay? Here's Jinkx Monsoon. Let's just leave it in her own words.
Would JK Rowling make a good Roxy Hart in Chicago?
Who is this? Who is this Who is he? JK Rowling.
He is a she.
Oh dear, that is not a feminine name in the slightest. I know that oftentimes female authors use initials so that people assume it's a male writer. So I have to presume that J.K. Rowling was unsatisfied with the way that the world saw her, and then she transitioned herself into a new personality so that the world would perceive her the way she wanted to be perceived.
The host was sipping hard.
Gagging.
And she replied with gagging.
Yeah. Well, you know what bothers me about the whole J.K. Rowling thing?
Tell me.
Tell us.
When I was a kid, and Harry Potter was like the first book that got me into reading. And you all know I love my audiobooks. I love reading now. Like, it's a huge thing in my life.
Listening to reading. Carry on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow. What I loved about Harry Potter was it was a group of people that found their people and came together.
Yep.
And that's how I saw Harry Potter, right? I saw it like, yes, there's magic, there's this, there's that, but there are people that had to hide in this like society because otherwise they wouldn't be accepted, right? Or persecuted. And they got to be together and build these lives together. And that's a huge part why I loved Harry Potter. And to hear and to see the fact that J.K. Rowling feels this way and says these things makes me so disgusted because what I took from those books was not just magic and fun, and it was community.
Agreed. And you know what incensed me the most? Because that is the correct word. I am incensed at the fact that this bitch, fuck you, J.K. Rowling, will go out and attack our trans community, but is completely okay with, with Dumbledore and Grindelwald having a relationship. It incenses me because you can't half-heartedly like just dip your fucking toes into our world and then decide you want to shun an entire part of our community in the process.
I think that people have gotten to a place, not all people, but I feel like our society has gotten to a place where gay, lesbian, that's okay. Anything past that,
it's not
okay. Yep. Why do they keep adding letters? I hear that all the fucking time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they think they're that trans folks are stealing something from them, that they're stealing away what it means to be woman, what it means to be feminine, that they're taking privileges as trans people to win in competitive sports or whatever the bullshit is. Like, they think something is being literally stolen from them, whereas queer people, like gay people, lesbian people, very in that binary way, being themselves takes nothing from them because they aren't lesbian or bisexual or gay. So it's fine. It's fine. but then they see transness and they're like, oh, you're coming from my identity.
No, we're
That's
not.
I know.
No, but I am
I
coming
want to
for your
exist in
husband.
my own space.
Absolutely.
Let me fucking exist. You still have, listen, in all of your biology, you are still a woman. You can bear children. You can do all of that good stuff.
That's right.
Let me
That's
have
right.
me.
And to be
I don't
quite-
take any of that from you by
That's
just
right.
wanting to be me.
Well, and also to be quite frank, like you look at cultures through history, and there's always been more than two genders. One.
Yes.
And there has been so many instances where trans still exist. Like it was a thing in cultures in Egypt. It was a thing in cultures in Rome. It was a thing in cultures when we talk about Native Americans. Like
In Mesoamerica,
And what
it's
they-
very prevalent.
and what I love about the Native
Mexico.
American community is they didn't shun any of that shit.
No.
They
Revered.
embraced
You
it.
are almost a deity.
Yes.
You have access to a superpower because you're transcending what us mere cis mortals cannot fully
Right.
When I-
understand and fathom.
When a gay person was born in a Native American community, they were revered because they were like, oh, our community needs this empathetic person. Our community needs this person to uplift our society. Right now, we've got, our women that are out, cooking and in the fields and bringing in the food. We're out hunting, but we need this one person with empathy to really continue to keep us together and keep the connection going. Otherwise, our society is going to fall apart.
Yeah, it's
And Native Americans again, Mexico they also acknowledge it, and it's always been part of their culture, and you have to understand sometimes it's never really been looked upon as a inferior thing until we had the Spaniards come in.
right. Not only the
And
Spaniards,
the religion.
when
And
we
the
had
religion.
when we had colonization,
Colonization.
right? It's like they drew a line in the sand
Yeah.
and said, "This is a line you can't cross because this is what we believe." Right? When
Yeah.
you think of Christianity
Absolutely.
being brought over into the Americas and taking away from our native indigenous people the right for them to self-determinate.
Absolutely.
I'll also say too, there's this other piece that I've been hearing a lot of, well, why all of a sudden now? Why is this so prevalent now? Why are we seeing so much of this now? And what I will say to that is look at the history of America, right? Look at the history of the LGBTQ plus community. And we had to fight and fight and fight to just exist as bi, lesbian, gay.
Just exist as humans. We were considered mentally ill back in the
society,
70s.
to exist as a human,
exactly.
as a gay
Sodomy
male,
laws.
right?
Yeah.
And now we were there, right?
I mean, the
people were accepting of the fact that we were a part of this institution, this society, this world. Gay people existed.
I mean-
and because that acceptance was there, that fostered people who were trans to say, okay, I can say it now.
Right.
They were always there.
Yeah,
Always
they have
there.
always been,
Always there.
and believe it or not, it was drag queens and trans people that actually kicked off the whole, Stonewall and
And
the
Marsha P. Johnson.
the fight for equal rights for everyone in this country. It's like the for me to have the right to just stick the tip in.
Yep.
Or the butt in the window.
The whole 9 yards, all of it, for me to be
Absolutely.
able to say, this is what I want to be in life. This is what I want to do with my life. This is who I want to be as a human. And this is how I want to engage my fellow human in sexual whatever. And, it doesn't even have to be sexual, just in the sense of being spiritual, in the sense of being emotional. Right? There's so many layers to human beings, and being gay doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's just sexual.
I don't think we have to defend ourselves anymore.
I don't think so.
I think I'm done. I'm done
you're right.
defending.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You're right.
We're cool.
So I think this has been a very, very, very involved, very amazing conversation, and I think it's time to sort of kind of bring it home.
Let's
Can I
do
just
it.
say one more thing?
Of course, as always.
I always have to do it.
Always.
No, I just want to say that I see our world, taking the investment away from our community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's so much turmoil in the world right now. Imagine if you invested it in a community with empathy and beauty like the LGBTQ plus community.
Can we give people one step?
Yeah.
So give time, money, whatever you've got, to the local LGBTQ serving organizations in your community. And if you want to know more about some of the statistics that Nick opened us up with about trans legislation right now in this country, you can go to translegislation.com. It's that easy. And they're tracking it. They're tracking federal bills. They're tracking statewide bills. So if you're the kind of person who's like, you know what I have is time. I want to call my legislators. Great. And if you're the kind of person who wants to volunteer, do that.
And that makes a difference.
Yeah,
it
it
really
does.
does, because, if the phone doesn't ring, they don't know.
They track those numbers, I promise you. In our advocacy work, we know this.
So that's beautiful. All right. Well, I'm gonna toss it over to my boys and gals, because we have some stuff we need to sort of kind of get out the way. You want your love?
Yeah.
She can't function without it.
All right, everybody. Here's Mother. You guys are so mean to me today. Here's Mama Kim's Minute. Number 1, Laverne Cox leads first ever all-trans celebrity Family Feud team.
Nice.
Number 2, over 100,000 people march in the biggest trans pride event in history. Number 3, hate group says Ulta is funding the destruction of minors by selling products from non-binary star.
Go Ulta.
Oh, Ulta.
So I downloaded sound effect, and I forgot to load it to our launch pad, so I don't have the dolphins. I was totally gonna do it. Yeah, but
all
anyway,
right.
Jaybird is over to you.
No, on this day in gay history, Hope.
I'm going to try it out.
Oh.
On this day in gay history, August 4th, 2011, in Washington, D.C., President Barack Obama signs a proclamation ordering the State Department to bar from entry, I promise you it's not going to be immigrants, to bar from entry into the United States anyone who is engaged in oppression against various groups, including those defined by, quote, sexual orientation or gender identity. So you can't come here if you oppress people based on their gender and sexual orientation.
Wow.
Alrighty. Thank you, Hope. That was the best.
Hope.
Only my mother can call me that.
What did he say?
We're going to leave it at that. We're going to
Okay.
leave it.
Yeah.
I'll listen back.
Alrighty. I guess we're moving on, right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Our announcements. If you love the show, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite.
He's enunciating.
podcasting service.
Oh, he felt.
By
He felt a little
no.
he felt a certain way.
By subscribing, you get the latest and greatest of our show delivered right to your favorite device or web browser as soon as the episode is published. Oh, am I doing all right?
And you forgot something.
Yeah. You can also support us on Patreon. With Patreon, you, our listeners, can help to support the show with a pledged donation. The donations are collected monthly and can be in any denomination of $1 or more.
Who are you? Like, are you Jay?
Yeah. Hold on.
I even heard an accent in there. Did you hear
Hey,
it?
so pasa. Am I still going with next week?
Yeah.
Okay. Next week, we welcome Parker Woods, who was crowned Master Baiter of the season 4 of the Great Bait World Bait Off.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google that later. I'm going to Google that later.
Yeah, I've been trying to Google it
Do you
for
wanna
a few
come?
hours.
He's like literally trying to get her on payroll.
Fired. The $0
Parker
payroll.
Woods is one of the most recognized figures in autofellatio, known for his technique-driven solo content and self-suck stretch tutorials. In 2024, he became the first solo creator to win Pornhub's Top Blowjob Performer Award through autofellatio alone.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting
I'm excited.
conversation.
He's actually very handsome.
Yeah, he is.
Very
We
handsome.
might have a surprise too. It might be a double feature. We'll see.
Is he gonna do autofellatio for us on
No,
our
I'm saying-
camera?
I'm saying-
Absolutely. I'm all for it.
I'm
No.
saying our listeners might not get the dish next week.
Oh, that's right.
They might get a double whammy.
feature,
Yeah,
yeah.
double
Double.
feature, two
Well,
guests.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll see.
figure it out.
We'll see. We'll double fist it next week.
All right. Well, anyway, so thank you, Hope, for joining us. please.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next week.
Yes.
We actually have already built you into the notes, so it is what it is.
It is.
Great.
Very healthy conversation when you're here. But Tom,
No.
Oh, is it me?
no,
No.
it's. I need you to press a button.
Yeah, she needs her love.
Thank you. All right, everybody, get the Future Method and all their products today. All products are doctor developed, can clean out without hurting your bum. Take confidence anywhere with the anal powder packs. Increase your stretch goals with the 3-piece anal glass dilation kit, and get all the information you need with Dr. G's book, But Seriously. Visit futuremethod.com to purchase your life-changing bum accessories today.
All right. Jaybird?
All right, it is time to put a ring on it.
Dental dam.
Dental dam. We did that last week. I like my
So
rings.
she's still here.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean,
She'll figure it out.
she'll figure it out.
I'll find my way to the dental dams. Thank you.
Yeah, time to put a ring on it or a dental dam. Our show is available on our website, GayTalk20.com, under audio podcast. It is also available as a free download on Apple Podcast, YouTube Music, and now Spotify.
Yes, queen.
all right. You can find us on social media, Facebook GayTalk 2.0, Instagram GayTalk 2.0. You can email us at GayTalk2.0 at GayTalk20.com. Tom, don't fuck it up.
I will try not to. Ladies and gents, thank you for joining us tonight. If you need to reach out to us, just head on over to our website. Click on the Contact Us tab, which is located at the top of your web browser. Ollie, shut up, because it's not time.
It's too early.
And you can there you can go and leave comments, suggest topics, submit a question for the cast or an individual host. Mostly Hope, because I know we love her. We do. And, if you need to just give us a call and leave your questions via voice message, you can do that by calling 334-GAY-TALK. And if you need all of those digits, it is 334-429-8255. Don't forget, we are streaming live on the day of recording for our Patreon supporters. Everyone else gets the week after. And you can access the live stream by visiting gaytalk20.com. Ladies and gents, that is our show. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Bye.
My meatball one.
Sauce is better.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Gay Talk 2.0. Tune in next time for more dish.